No, it's not.
All right, I'm going to call the City of Milton Common Council agenda to order at 7 p.m. Can I get confirmation of the appropriate meeting notice?
The agenda was posted at Dave's Ace Hardware, Piggly Wiggly, and Milton City Hall.
Thank you. Item number 2, public comments regarding items which can be affected by council action. Presenters will have signed in with Inga, who is our city clerk tonight. Do we have any speakers?
I'm gonna guess no. We should just ask them.
Are there any speakers that have signed in? Okay. Inga, do you want to confirm that there are no speakers? No speakers. Thank you. All right, item number 3, approval of the consent agenda. And we had previously brought some things down off of the consent agenda that you will see further down on the agenda. But do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The consent agenda is approved. Item 4, which is one of the items that was removed from the consent agenda, discussion and possible action to approve the conditional use permit for, is it TEO or TEO or?
TEO.
TEO Investments LLC to allow boat repairs at 1223 Stores Lake Road. Al, did you want to comment?
Sure. As the mayor pointed out, this was formerly a consent agenda item brought down. This was an item that was approved by the Plan Commission at last week's meeting. Conditional use permit is required in that zone district for boat repair or automotive repair or engine repair. So that's why it was a conditional use permit. The Plan Commission reviewed and approved this unanimously at last week's meeting.
Okay, do I have a motion to?
You have a motion.
Oh, okay.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion or questions? All those in favor? All those opposed? The motion. And Maxine has abstained. And the motion carries. Item number 5, discussion and possible action to approve the conditional use permit for TEO Investments LLC to allow outdoor storage at 1223 Stores Lake Road. This was another item that was brought down from the consent agenda.
Yes, similar issue here. Item that was at the Plan Commission agenda last week that was brought forward. It's a conditional use permit because of the outdoor storage component of the site plan. So it was brought forth to the Plan Commission and approved and moved on to the council for final approval this evening.
Do I have a motion to approve the conditional use permit for TEO Investments LLC to allow outdoor storage at 1223 Stores Lake Road?
I have a question. I was just wondering if this includes the screening that is going to be seen by the highway or not, by the bypass? Do we have sufficient screening?
Yeah, in the site plan, fence, they gave a diagram of the fence. It's similar to a storage fence.
And there's landscaping?
They're still overlaying the green space.
Okay, do I have a motion? Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? And Maxine, are you abstaining? And Maxine is abstained, and the motion carries. Item number 6, discussion and possible action regarding ordinance number 413, an ordinance amending section 78-1933, parent K of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Milton regulating off-premises signs. Howie? Okay.
This is from the Parks and Recreation Commission to update the ordinance for the signs that we have at Liberty Park and at Central Park. And it's just to update from 2013, wasn't it? That it never officially got approved at the various meetings. So it's for the sports advertising signs.
Is there any further questions or discussion? Do I have a motion? There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? The motion carries. Item number 7. Discussion and possible action regarding resolution number 2015-4, establishing fee for athletic field off-premises advertising signs.
This is previously in the other ordinance, in order to change the pricing, it had to go through an ordinance change. And this way, the council can, by resolution, set the fees for those signs, the advertising signs. So I thought this would be easier than a ordinance change every time if you wanted a price increase at some time.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further questions or discussion? Did we have to do that at the last one?
Yeah, for item number 6, we would need to, because it is an ordinance, we would need to waive the yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, well, let's finish up number 7.
See, we
And-
did mark here.
So on item number 7, there's a motion. Linda, did you want to amend your motion to say waive the second and third readings?
Yes.
And then the second and adopt?
I'm sorry, item number 7, is that the resolution?
Yeah.
Okay, for the
That one
resolution,
we
we
don't-
don't need to do that.
Okay.
So
Just
it's
number
just a
6.
motion to approve the resolution.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make the motion to approve the resolution for the establishing a fee for the athletic field off-premise advertising signs.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any further question, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, the motion carries. So,
Right. Yeah, somebody who
Okay.
voted in favor of or in the majority of it would need to make
Yeah.
a motion for reconsideration of item number 6 on the agenda. That would need to be seconded and passed, and then a new motion would need to be brought forward.
so any of you can do that.
I'll make a motion to reconsider.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Okay, the motion to reconsider item number 6 has been passed. So
now we would need a motion to approve that ordinance amendment with the understanding that we would be waiving the second and third reading and adopt that ordinance.
is there a motion?
I'll make the motion that we approve ordinance 413 regulating off-premise signing, waiving the second reading and adopting.
Second and third.
Second and third, yes, sorry.
Is there a second? All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, the motion carries. All right, 8. Discussion and possible action regarding the donation of a new refrigerator to the Milton Community House from the Milton Lions Club.
I can take this. So the Milton Lions Club, they had their pancake breakfast in May in conjunction with Civil War Living History Days, and they noticed that the refrigerator at the community house is currently quite small, and it doesn't function well for those types of larger events when you have crates of milk for a pancake breakfast. So Dick Fry, who's a member of the Milton Lions Club, he contacted Shumway Appliance, and they have a refrigerator that the Lions Club can purchase for $300, and we'd like to donate that to the Milton Community House. So just looking for approval for that.
That's
That's
really
a
a
wonderful-
very nice gesture.
That's a wonderful idea because that refrigerator is pathetic. I'm in favor of the motion to accept the refrigerator. Great idea.
Are you making the motion?
I am making the motion.
All righty, we got a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. We now have a new refrigerator. All right.
Very nice.
Okay. 9, general items. Are there any general items?
I just had a couple comments regarding the policy ad hoc committee. Policy Ad Hoc Committee met for its first time today at, just before the Public Safety and Personnel and Finance Committee. And it was, I thought, a great meeting. It took its opportunity to talk about the purpose of the committee, as well as discussing the first project, which was to begin creating some procedures about dealing with vacancies to the council between elections. Prior to this, as you all know, because we sent copies out to you, we had asked for sample policies and procedures from area communities around us, some of which had policies and procedures in place, others that did not, and so how they expected to handle that. And then we talked about the pros and cons of different types of procedures. We narrowed it down to a couple of things that we'd like to look into more in depth between now and our next meeting. And a couple of people will be doing some research in those areas. The one thing that we would like to ask of you between now and then, so within the next week or so, is if you have any questions or suggestions about the procedures for dealing with vacancies, please give those to me within the next week, so that if anything that you feel needs to be addressed is sent and that you feel that your concerns are addressed. Okay. Or, if we wait till afterward, it's going to be too late. We're meeting again on Tuesday, September 1st at 5 o'clock. Any questions about it?
So right now, you're just asking for input on how to fill council vacancies.
Correct.
Okay.
Beyond this, then, once we move on to a new area of setting procedures and so forth, we will let you know what that area will be. It's hoped that we can begin to identify some other procedures for the council that would benefit from structure.
Any other general items? The next meeting date is Tuesday, September 1st at 7 p.m. The team building exercise I'm going to waive for tonight. I know. Well, one of the reasons is we actually have our communications team building exercise set up for September 15th at 4 p.m., which I'm really excited about. We have somebody coming in. So the other thing, and I'll just move on to my mayor reports, is I'm going to be looking into having somebody come and do a refresher training for all of us. And I will invite all of our committee members to come to this refresher training on open meetings laws. So I'm going to look into some experts on that. We have new committee members that haven't served on committees before. I haven't had a refresher training since I was elected to council 4 years ago. So I'll either have a professor or a judge or somebody with lots of experience in this area. And, I actually think we could even invite the public if they wanted to come. So everybody has an idea of best practices in open meetings laws. So I will update you on that. I think the chicken barbecue went off wonderfully. Some of us were in the dunk tank. Some of us didn't know we were going to be in the dunk tank. But we ended up there anyways. I think it was a great turnout. Everybody had a lot of fun. I think the Milton House had a successful fundraiser, and MAC had a successful fundraiser. So if anybody else wants to comment on that, feel free. Staff reports, City Administrator.
Yes, some of us were in the dunk tank at 11 a.m. after it was just filled up with a garden hose. It was very cold. And then the person who followed me happened to wear a police badge in the dunk tank, so nobody was going to knock him in. So
I wish that were.
But no, it was a great event, and as usual, you know, I always am impressed with the amount of commitment and turnout that we have for those types of events. It's something that you know, I'm not used to, and I'm you know, proud to be a part of. And when you see that many people out on a 92-degree day, when there's plenty of other activities, unfortunately, that were going on in Rock County, for them to decide to spend their time with their families and their money here is a testament to how good an event it is and the commitment that we have in the community and the volunteers. And you know, it's something that you know, we can't lose sight of. We have, you know, now 3 major events in this community where most communities are lucky to have one. And to have that kind of commitment from the volunteers and from the, you know, the vendors and you know, Milton House and Mac and everybody else who volunteered, it's something that you know, it's really important for our community identity.
Great, thank you. Joint Fire Department, I'm sure he's seen plenty of us. Chief of the Police Department.
As a reminder, I had to check the calendar myself. The next time that this group meets is the first day of school. So we need to be aware of that. There are the return for school and the traffic issues associated for it. So for the public's benefit, I'd like to remind them to be aware of that just in 2 weeks from tonight, we're getting started. So it will be the start of my first school year as chief of police, and we'll see what I have to report out from that experience. So that's all I had for tonight.
Thank you. Clerk, city clerk, deputy. Nothing, okay. Public Works.
Nothing really on, we are gonna do some street repairs.
I saw that. Yeah.
So that'll make a little detour over here. And then also one other thing, they're going to seal the bridge over the railroad and everything. So when we do that, they're gonna detour the whole bridge. So that'll be like a Monday detour. There's a lot of traffic on 26 for that Monday. If it's weather permitting, it's supposed to be Thursday.
Okay. No director of the library, finance director. I never know if that's good or bad news. All right. Council reports.
Thank you. I just would like to remind everyone that the chamber has Red Hot Community coupon books available for $10. All of those coupons are Milton businesses.
Are those for the football team, or are they a separate thing?
It's a separate
Okay.
thing. And then also October 17th from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock at Crossroads Park, we'll be doing our annual prairie seed collection. And the reason that I want to make sure that I get that out there now is because the prairie is just beautiful right now. And this is one of the reasons that we do what we do in the fall, is to make it look like what it does now. It's a very economic savings to the community. It's roadsides and areas that we do not have to mow. So mark your calendars, and I hope that you guys can all make it, and our general public out there. That's all that I have.
Any other reports from chairs of committees or any other alderperson reports?
I will mention that, and I'm sure the entire staff here already knows, that we've added two Milton residents to the National Historical Society, Goodrich House and the Masonic Temple.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing we forgot to mention was the Milton Mud Run, the Milton Mud Challenge, which was very successful, hundreds of participants, another great year, lots of mud.
Were you in that prior to 11 o'clock?
Yeah, I went
So
off
the
at
dunk tank was welcome.
Well, yeah, mud run was on Saturday. I went off at 8:45.
Oh,
Dunk
yeah.
tank was on Sunday at 11. But yes, both opportunities to be in the water this weekend were well appreciated.
We
Even
waited
if one
to
was
take a
money.
shower.
He waited to take a shower. And that is why my eyes were burning at the dunk tank.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Just kidding. All right.
That's why I picked first.
Yeah, I know.
And the relay?
And the relay, there was the Relay for Life, and that was Friday up at Chilbert Park. So we really did have quite a bit going on. And there was rummage sales and lots of stuff. So without further ado, a motion to adjourn. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? All right. Motion to adjourn, and I understand we have broke a world record again for the city of Milton.